Hello everyone, the 316 here with another G.I. Joe Classified review. This time I got another double review. On the left we have the number 98 Target exclusive Televiper and Cobra Flight Pod, also known as the Trubble Bubble, the Python Patrol variant. And on the right we have the Target exclusive Tiger Force Bazooka. Both of these figures, again, Target exclusives. Bazooka retailed for $22, $24.99. And the flight pod, I think, was almost $50, but I paid much less for both of them. The flight pod I got on sale for around, I think, like $35 or less. I think it was like $27. I don't remember the exact amount. But Bazooka, I did get it full price. Anyway, let's go ahead and start off with Bazooka, since he has a little bit less. So, first things first, he has a helmet here, which it's nicely detailed and sculpted. Stick that on his big old head. Next up, you got the rocket launcher here. I think this looks great, and you can load in one of the included rockets if you want to. I choose not to, just because it's hard to get them out, but you can see you can put them in there, and you can slide them in there like it's coming out of the tube of the rocket launcher. I like that. And he can hold it. It has all of the various handles that you would need for a person to hold this. I will say sometimes this part does fall off a bit, so that kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? And it does come with 4 of these rocket pieces. They just kind of slide in like that. And that goes on his back. And this goes in his hand. And if I can sometimes have trouble with that one, but that time it actually went in okay. And thankfully he does have the up and down in this hand, so he can actually hold it properly with the one hand or the both. I'm just gonna have him holding it like this for the rest of the review. And you can see he does have issues standing. I don't know if it's the ankle problem or the knees, but this box also has issues standing up. We'll rest it against the flight pod box. That'll probably help. Anyway, on the left, we're going to start off with the Televiper and then the Cobra flight pod, the Trubble Bubble. So, figure-wise, the figure comes with a backpack, a t-shirt cannon-looking gun, and this wire. All 3 of these are separate pieces that you do have to assemble, but really it's just plug it in, you're done, right? Plug it in, you're done. So there's that. Next, and we'll put that on him. That just attaches into his back, and that attaches into his hand, if I can get it. Ugh, why did I do this? There we go. Now my hand is a little gummy on this side, so I can actually move it up and down or left and right. It's not an Omni hand, it's not new, it's just my particular figure is gummy. And the other accessories that the figure specifically comes with is 2 alternate heads. So you get a Caucasian and a black head sculpt. They are different sculpts. As you can see, he is got a bigger mouth section on his right, and he has a bigger mouth section on his left. Their noses are different as well. I like that. And if you just want a more neutral head, or when they're in the flight pod, you have the visor down, and you have this little design on the back. Mine's kind of mispainted, but you see what I mean. I'm just going to keep the Caucasian head on. I'll probably actually keep him in the flight pod, so I'll be using this head in the future. Now you do have to assemble the Trubble Bubble a little bit, and one of the things you do is he comes with 2 missiles and 2 of these little bracket pieces. You just slide that in, and depending on what bracket you have, it just plugs into the side of the Trubble Bubble. Assembly wise, you just have to put on the turbines, the gun here, and the canopy. This is just sitting loose right now. There's also this like anti-air missile or bomb. I don't know the specific name, but it does open up and you can see some detailing in there. Not a lot of paint on the accessories for the figure, but you can actually store this on the Trubble bubble, there's this little peg here, and there's just a teeny tiny hole there that you can peg it into. It is very prone to falling out, and it is not necessarily intended to be there, but if you want to keep it on display and wonder where it is, there it is. And you can even power or airdrop it like that if you're really feeling like it. I'm probably just going to keep this in a spare parts bin. So let's start off with Bazooka. He's probably easier to get out of the way. This is the Tiger Force variant, of course, so he's got the tiger stripes, the white t-shirt with the orange and blue detailing. And I do like this figure. He's big, he's bulky, he uses the roadblock legs and lower arms, I think, although these might be new sculpts. You know, giving him the ab crunch. Honestly, that doesn't look too bad. That looks pretty natural until you turn it. But what do you expect, right? Like, you know, when you print something on an action figure, it's not going to move how like the real life moves in most cases. His backpack stays on pretty well. He's got good range of movement in his arms and neck, and these cuffs are kind of, I wouldn't say they're mispainted, rather they're just kind of wibbly wobbly, but they're close to the actual lip of the shirt collar there, I guess. Yeah, and there's not really any paint on the back of his shirt. I didn't expect there to be any. I do like that it's mostly not glossy other than the upper torso, but if you notice down here, I took this out of the package and there were scratch marks on him. Well, in the package, but I didn't notice until I took him out. Those are definitely there when I looked at the photos I took, but good detailing on the legs here. Those look good. Boots as well. They're in this nice dark brown color. Overall, I like this Bazooka figure. I think they did a pretty good job with it. And if you'd rather have the orange shirt version, he's available to purchase at retail as well. Okay, next up we got the Televiper. I like this Televiper. Some good paint detailing there on his little cuff, and that can be positioned differently. So if you want it to be, you know, more upwards like that, or more downwards, or even on the inside if you're feeling like it. You know, he's got the belt here. This kind of rides up sometimes, but you can easily push that down. The lower arms here, I do wish that they were in the skin tone of preference, like there was an arm swap ability, but I kind of understand why they didn't do that. It seems strange. It kind, especially with this color scheme. With the blue color scheme, it blends well, but with the yellow color scheme, I don't think it blends as well. I almost feel like they should have went with a red undershirt rather than a black one, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? The legs, they're painted all right. They do break up, as you can see. So like this one's aligned, but that one isn't. This one's aligned, but that one isn't. And then when you align this one, yeah, that one gets misaligned. I could really care less about that. It's more that they have all of the paint and detail on here than them not having it. And they didn't paint it over the pockets. I do appreciate that. So that looks pretty good. Now, this review's getting to be a little long, but I'm trying to keep it quick. I'm going to go ahead and put him in the flight pod once we take a look at it, but I want to get him ready. Alright, he's pretty much ready to go. Yeah, Bazooka has problems standing. I'm just gonna... Anyway, so here's the flight pod. Really nice colors. The red, the yellow, the black, they look good. They got eyes here on the steering wheel, I guess. He's got, you know, his belt here. You can attach it easily in there. Got a lot of painted detail on the inside of the back there with all the knobs and gears and, you know, like fuel, I guess. But good paint details on the inside there and on the outside too. I'm going to remove that so you can see it. Love that. That looks very good. Much appreciated. They even got the Python Patrol logo on there and some other detailing for like numerage. Numerage. That's a word. Numerage. Up there. Got that as well. Yeah. And they even added this little bit of yellow. They didn't have to do that, but they did. It's on both sides. On the bottom here, it almost feels like this piece can get removed, but it as far as I can tell, it can't. But you never know. I do have issues with this canopy actually pegging in. Sometimes it's good, sometimes I barely touch on it and it pops right up. Also, I'm not a big fan of it being a darker canopy. I prefer the clearer one. I wish they did like a in-between, but let's go ahead and sit him in the flight pod. So it's pretty easy. Just stick him up in there, push this between his crotch, and if I can buckle him in. Come on. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Come on. I do have issues putting him in the belt. Sometimes it does not want to go. So I have to twist it sometimes, and that's usually seems to be the better play. And yeah, this really doesn't want to go in, especially when I'm doing this on camera. There we go. But you can get him in there. I have trouble with it. You might not. Again, this is a figure-to-figure thing, and that missile just fell off. I don't even know if y'all could see what I'm doing with my big hands. Alright, so he's in the flight pod here. Oop. Out of the package, this was actually pretty hard to get on the ball joint. Now it's loose enough, but stick that on. And you know, you can position him how you want in there, but there's not really a lot of breathing room. And you can see why I don't really like the dark canopy. You can't even see him in there all that easily. And see how easy that was to take the canopy up. It definitely locks in place, but it's just not a tight fit when you press against it. But yeah, these look good. I like this, and you know, more vehicles at better prices. Anyway, let's take a look at the boxes, and then we'll go to the full team shots that I have. Let's get these out of the way. All right, start off with Bazooka since he's easier. It's the old window card art. There's that for ya. That side with his stats, and the back here, which is just the Tiger Force stuff. Televiper comes with the armory box, which I do like, even though I don't like this where it goes all the way through. I wish that one side was completely closed, but I guess I could do that myself with some tape. It just feels kind of cheap doing that for me. Box wise, it's a pretty big box, as you can see. Like, here, let me get the ruler in. Like, pretty big box. Pretty deep box too, in fact. Like, look at that. Honestly, they could have shrunk this box down by like 10%. It could have fit in there. But if you're looking for this figure, there's the barcode. I hope that helps someone. And there is a QR code here to see the stats, but you can see the stats there as well. On the top, it just says G.I. Joe Classified Series. On this side, it has the artwork here with the blackhead. On the back, it has, you know, what the figure comes with, the Televiper's Trubble Bubble, and just some other, you know, render shots. But those are the boxes. Now let's get on to the full team shot. And here they are next to their teammates. We have all of the Python Patrol figures on the left and all of the Tiger Force figures on the right. I do own every currently released Tiger Force figure, but I don't for the Python Patrol. I'm still missing the Crimson Guard and the Vipra. And they also announced a 2-pack for the Tiger Force, Roadblock and I want to say Tripwire. I think it's Tripwire. Let me know in the comments below on that one. Anyway, what do you guys think of these two figures that I reviewed? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell. It all helps out the channel. And as always, peace.